Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Happy Valentine's Day from your friends here at New Life Live. I'm your host, Brian Perez. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for watching as well. We are going to have a great program today with licensed professional clinical counselor Becky Brown. She's also the president of New Life. She's joining us today. How are you, Becky?
I'm doing well, Brian. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. And in the studio with me is clinical psychologist Dr. Jill Hubbard. Hi there, Jill. What's on your mind today?
Hey, guys. Okay, well, what else could be on my mind today
Right.
but love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have some thoughts about love to share with you guys. And Valentine's Day is a day, I think, for a lot of people that doesn't always meet expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It can be rather disappointing. And so I've always thought I need to redeem this day. Mm-hmm. Because I know for some people, and myself included, something not so great happened on a Valentine's Day. Let's just say that. People can be sappy and sloppy, and so bad things do happen on lots of holidays. And so do we just lose the holiday because, that painful thing happened, or do we redeem it? So in thinking about love, I also like to expand it, even though we all know romantic love, and that's what we think about with Valentine's Day. There are actually multiple types of love that we have in our life, and we need all of them, right? C.S. Lewis he wrote a book, actually, The Four Loves. And and a lot of people are familiar with this if you've gone to church. So first is Eros love, and that's the romantic, sexual, passionate love that can be wonderful, and it's great to have. I think it's the one that we actually can live without, but most people don't want to. Then there's phileo, and that's a friendship love. That's a liking love. I like certain things. Then we have agape, and that's God's love towards us. So we need those. And then there's storge love, and this is a love that is about more about family and community and enduring affection, people that are familiar or familial, right? And so this can be a parent-child. It can be a brother-sister, an aunt and uncle, a grandparent, or people in our life that kind of fill those functions for us. And so I think about on Valentine's Day, I like to express love to my storge affections, as well as my phileo friendships. I like to reach out to people who maybe need to be reached out to, or people that have touched my life, and people that I love. And so when we think about this love, and with storge love, that parent-child love, it's not a love necessarily because the person is so lovely, right? But yet we have that enduring love and affection for them. And I think the closest to God's love is that mother-child love that we have. So expressing love to all the people in our life. Redeem the day for you. Don't sit and be sad and dreary because you don't have the love of your life. You have many loves in your life. You just need to open your eyes and notice them.
That is great. Thank you, Dr. Jill, for mentioning all that. And we're going to go right to the phones when we come back here on New Life Live. Lindsay, you're going to be first. And we look forward to hearing from all of you on this Valentine's Day. It's the first night of our Intimacy and Marriage Intensive in Orange County. There's still time for you to sign up. You can get all the details at newlife.com. And if you've ever wondered how intimate your marriage is, maybe you think, ours is pretty good, we have a quiz that can help you gauge this on our website, newlife.com. Check that out. We'll be back.
Restore gave me strength It gave me more belief in my faith. I met up with a group of women that are going through things that they had no control over.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, the Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Dallas, Texas, May 2nd through the 4th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
I had a great experience at Restore.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And here we go. I'm Brian Perez, Dr. Jill Hubbard, and Becky Brown here to answer your questions. And we're going to go right to the phones. Here is Lindsay in Henderson, Kentucky, who's watching us on YouTube. So let's wave hi to Lindsay. How are you, Lindsay? Thanks for calling.
I'm good. Thank you guys so much. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Yeah.
Feeling the love
Great.
today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How can we help you?
So I have a question about restoring relationships. I got divorced in 2018, and my husband and I had a 3-year-old daughter. She was 3 years old at the time, and the breakup, I guess, it caused a lot of bitterness and anger between the both of us. And he picked up my daughter to visit with her one time, and as crazy as it sounds, he refused to bring her back. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have a custody agreement at the time, so he was just allowed to do that. And this has been almost 5 years ago.
Oh, Lindsay.
And I have not seen her. He won't talk to me about her. He's blocked me from everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and he's still so angry, and I'm just losing hope that I'll be able to restore the relationship with my daughter and be able to co-parent with him. I don't understand.
Well, Lindsay, I wouldn't count on the co-parenting part. This
Right.
is someone who is. This is like he's kidnapped your child for you to not have any. Yeah. For you to not have any access. So what have you done to get legal help?
Well, I had an attorney for a while, and we've been in family court. And here for the past about almost 2 years, I've been representing myself, which hasn't turned out to be too bad. He was granted sole custody in March of last year, and because I hadn't seen her. I hadn't been around her in so long, and so I've been representing myself. I filed an appeal. I'm appealing that decision, and that's kind of in motion.
Okay.
So I'm kind of waiting on the decision.
So, Lindsay, tell me the story that he has said to justify his actions. What is he saying about you? What is he saying about the situation? What is the court hearing?
He has said so many different things. In the beginning, it was I took her on a vacation to Florida with my brother, and he claimed that he was afraid I was going to take her up and leave the state. And then it was drug use, which I did have a substance abuse issue for a while, but I've gotten help with that. And I'm in recovery with, working with a sponsor and going to the meetings. And I've been doing drug tests.
Okay. Are you, how long, what is your sobriety date, Lindsay? How long have you been clean?
May 4th of 2023.
Okay.
Awesome. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the court, they are, actually the judge actually said that he didn't believe me, even though I turned in proof and, I had gave him my sponsor's contact information, and then after
that's hard.
that it was
Well, and Lindsay, that's hard because you're doing everything you can to make that change, and then you're having to come up against somebody, and that's one reason why you have to have legal representation. You can't do this on your own, and I know it's probably going to be way expensive and all that kind of stuff, but there has to be an intervention, not because your daughter, even though she's 8 right now, she's wondering. She's 9. She's wondering where you are. She's wondering what the story is, and I know that that's what you're concerned about. What is your question? How can we help you in this?
I'm just wondering. I mean, I've been working on myself, and I guess my main question would be, because I've blamed. I got so angry with him, and I blamed him. I've come to anytime I've talked to him, I've come attacked him. And just recently, I kind of had an epiphany, or I guess you could say that it wasn't nearly all his fault. I have a lot of responsibility in it, and I'm wondering if is there would it be beneficial to reach out and apologize to him and explain to him that I realized it wasn't all his fault, and apologize for the attacks and the blaming him.
Well, Lindsay, the short answer is yes, but there's a process. It's I love that you admitted that you have some responsibility here. This is a long game approach. Even if he said tomorrow, I'm bringing her to your house, there's a lot of prep that you have to do to be ready for this.
Oh, and that would be mentally just a basket case.
Right, exactly. So you've got some work. We've got to get a path in place. Go ahead, Jill.
Yeah, Lindsay, I'm so glad you're in recovery and you're doing great that way. Unfortunately, drug use is something he can use as a strike against you. And the courts see that as, not being a stable parent. I love your heart and wanting to own your part. However, I'm worried that he will use that against you because it seems like he's invested in keeping daughter.
Yes.
Right? So I think you do need a lot of wise counsel around you. Legal counsel, because again, I agree with Becky. This is the long game. Lindsay, I have heard so many stories, and I have known people that have been away from their biological mom for like 8 years, and to the point of not even remembering her, and there has been reunification. So I don't want you to lose heart, but you have got to become and appear like a stable, upstanding citizen.
I hear the tears, Lindsay. Yes. This is hard, but here's what, and I don't know if your sponsor's talking to you about this, but I want you to become the mom that your daughter wants you to be.
That she needs you to be.
That she needs you to be. The other part of this, too, is it may be the greatest sacrifice if he is the more stable parent. And I know that it doesn't seem fair. I know that he shouldn't have just taken her. I get all of that. But here's the reality. If he can provide a safe home, education, love, and care on a consistent and stable, it's the greatest gift you're going to give your daughter. Now, in the meantime, you continue to work on your own stability. Like, I don't know if you're working, or I want you to become the healed and whole Lindsay that your daughter needs you to be. And being a parent is rough. It's rough, whether you're dealing with recovery or not. But it's rough. But that's got to be your focus. And like Jill said, don't go back to him with "you're right" and all that kind of stuff, because it's just not the time or the place at this point. Do the best next thing for you. Do you have people around you? Are you doing group work every week, every day? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing it every day. And I'm working with my sponsor, keeping in contact with her, and working the steps.
How would you
know,
provide for her, Lindsay? Do you have a home? Are you working? How would you provide for her?
I'm currently living with family, and that is something that I definitely need to work on, because it's not an environment that I would feel comfortable with her, her living there.
Well, I think.
But I am.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I am working, so I'm trying to, I'm working and going back to school.
Good.
So, but I have an issue with saving money, but I'm going to continue to work, and like you said.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
And Lindsay, maybe first step is get visitation, where you get to see your daughter as you are putting your life, back together. I think that would be an important thing for reconnecting. And even if you could get a child advocate for your daughter.
Yes. That's
through the courts.
What I just recently thought of. In the beginning, when we first started this custody battle in the court, the judge ordered parenting time for me, like visitation. It was just a few hours a week, but her dad refused. He canceled, and he refused to bring her, and this was on several occasions, and he was never, held accountable for that. It was just okay. Well,
Lindsay, what was his reason?
One time she was sick, and another time they were going out of town, and another time he said that she didn't want to see me, which I understand, the nerves and all that, but he didn't have, he just had a different reason every time.
But the courts didn't hold him accountable for that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So the way forward, Lindsay, is you just mentioned a bunch of stuff, like you wouldn't have her at your house. Well, okay, so if you're going to want even partial custody or visitation, you're going to have to do, okay, this is going to be what I'm going to work on. You said you have a problem with saving money. There are a lot of churches that do financial support
planning.
Groups, So this is going to be your job right now. It would be great if he would just say, okay, let's do this, but you're not ready.
No.
And so we want to get you ready, Lindsay.
That's true.
So that's got to be your focus. You want to be the best mom. And right now you're not in that place. And it's not because you don't love her. It's because you can identify the areas that you need to work on and you need to grow in. And so I just want to encourage you in that way.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, it is a blessing that, she's with him and his family with all the love, because, I just wouldn't want her in the environment that I'm in right now.
Right.
But I've finally, it's gotten worse and worse to the point where I see now that, it's pushed me to focus on that goal of working and saving money and getting into my own place. So.
Lindsay, read the story in 1 Samuel about Hannah, where she gave up her child for different reasons, but it was the loving thing to do. Was to hand her child over to the Lord, as she had promised, and so that might help you some. And then she would visit the child every year.
Okay. 1 Samuel.
1 Samuel chapter 1, 2, right in there.
Yeah. And I think we'll send you a copy of Healing is a Choice. Lindsay, this is going to be your journey for a while. This isn't easy. And when I say for you to get help and to do the things, I know that it's going to take more effort than you can even imagine. My concern right now is, as you describe the place you're living, I want you to be in a safe place. And so it could be that you even reach out to a women's shelter and just see if there's
a sobriety home.
Or a sobriety home. Some place where you can get a fresh start, because that's what's going to require. But we will definitely be praying for you. This book will help you. There's a workbook that's attached to it that can get you the process. And we can connect you with the Life Recovery Group too, which could be a great support as you continue to do your own recovery.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Lindsay, thank you for calling in today. What was the book again, Becky, that we're offering?
Healing is a Choice. Healing is a Choice.
Yeah, that's available for purchase as well on the newlife.com store. Excuse me.
A little frog.
Frog in my throat here. Sorry
Getting
about
all
that.
choked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in today. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more of the questions you have for us today. And let me remind you really quick that the Every Man's Battle Intensive helps men live a life marked by sexual integrity. You can join us the weekend of February 28th in Orange County, California for a powerful weekend that can change everything. In fact, here's what one person said about the Every Man's Battle Intensive. This was a revolutionary victory against the enemy and the generations of damage he has done in my family. We've got early bird pricing available, but that ends today, February 14th. So make sure you take advantage of that at newlife.com or by calling us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And if you say, I don't think I can afford to go, we've got scholarships that might be able to assist you as well. So give us a call at 1-800-NEW-LIFE or newlife.com.
Here at New Life, we want you to have transformation. And so we have created the New Life courses, and you meet weekly on Zoom with a coach or counselor. You're going to have teaching as well as that group connection, because we know how powerful that is. We hear that all the time about our intensives, that they love the information, but the group process is so powerful. And many of you have been hesitant to participate because you're not sure, the timing, the price. The New Life courses are going to meet you right at that area of need. Every week you're meeting on Zoom with that therapist. You're going over the concepts as well as connecting as a group. It is so powerful, and it's accessible. Wherever you are, you're going to be able to join us.
Embark on your journey of personal growth and self-discovery in April with a New Life course. Lose It for Life, Grief Recovery, or Divorce Recovery. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
So we're here a few days a week to answer your questions live on the radio program. We record some programs, we do others live, and we'd love to hear from you at 1-800-229-3000. But there are other ways that you can get your question to us. One of them is to leave us a voicemail. Another way is to go to our website and type in your question. It's like an email that goes directly to us, and we might be able to read that one here on the radio program. That's what we're going to do right now. By the way, to find out how to leave a voicemail or how to send us an email message, go to our website, newlife.com/radio, and that'll show you the options that you have. The best way to get an answer is to call us when we're here live, but we know that that's not possible for everybody. But here's one of those questions right now. It's from Andrea. Why do I not feel any sexual intimacy towards my husband? Andrea writes, my husband and I have been married for 22 plus years. We're still going strong. I love my husband dearly. He loves me as well. But when it comes to intimacy, it is completely dead. I'm embarrassed to admit we have not had sex over 10 years. He used to try to initiate it, but I will turn away because I don't feel it. I lost that feeling since the birth of our last son, who is now 16 years old. A little backstory about me. I'm from West Africa, where they used to practice female genital mutilation. I'm very sure they did that on me. That's one of the reasons I do not feel aroused during our time together. I'm currently 53 years old. Andrea continues, it was okay when we first met, but as time went by, I lost all feeling. I thank God he gave me a loving and understanding husband, but I feel terrible that I'm depriving him and myself of a beautiful act God created between a man and a woman. I'm tired of living in a sexless marriage with my husband. We had talked about, and he encouraged me to get help, but I am too embarrassed to do anything about it. I've tried many times to sign up for the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop, but we are struggling financially and unable to attend. So what would you guys say to Andrea about this?
Wow.
Well, we both
I know
what
breaks
we're
for
going to
her.
say. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Are you going to say it?
I'll say
Go
it,
ahead.
whatever you, I mean, here's the thing. If she experienced the mutilation, that's one thing. But here's the thing also, she's 53. There's a lot of women who did not get mutilated who experienced that decrease in desire. But the interesting thing is that she does want to have that as part of their marriage. So there's hope there.
That
But
is a
lot of
good thing, because a lot of women don't.
Right. There's a lot of things that happen when women give birth that, everything from the child care itself. But she can identify, it's been 10 years, and we tell couples all the time, we'll talk about this at Intimacy and Marriage. If you have had a sexless marriage for years, and in this case, it's been 10 years, you're not going to just jump right back into a relationship, a sexual relationship, because your bodies are different. It's that reintroduction, and the feelings can be impacted by hormones, by stress, by day-to-day realities and responsibilities, but also the couple has to learn how to reconnect. And that's like, if you haven't held hands in a while, I know that sounds very elementary, but it's true. It's like the touch of another person is very powerful. And so there's a process here, Andrea, that you're going to have to kind of work through. And also, as far as the cost of the workshop, we do have scholarships. So I would say that would be an important thing. But as far as the physical relationship, there are some things that can be explored so that you can have a better understanding of why this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, Andrea, I'm glad that you have a desire to change things, that you're tired of living in a sexless marriage. I would see this as something that you and your husband do together. You do need to get evaluated medically so that you do know what's going on with your body as well as hormonally. And there are interventions that can help in that process. And then, Becky, like you were saying, it will be a slow process. But what happens when you are not having sex, you shut down in certain areas emotionally to your husband. So you guys are really good roommates and partners, and you love each other, and it's a wonderful friendship, which is the bulk of marriage, but you've shut down these other areas. And so it's time to cultivate that. And I like, Becky, your idea of starting slow with affection. Even when you do a longer hug, a 20-second hug, that helps hormones to get going. A 6 to 10 second kiss, that will help hormones start to increase. And you have to be very intentional about it. We want to be more loving and affectionate. And let's say it's just about, giving pleasure to another person. It's okay if you don't feel it at first, but do the actions, and then often the feelings will follow. And I think, Becky, Steve's book, The Mediterranean Love Plan, was about increasing play and affection between couples. And so increase that affection, increase the contact where you can, because it will give you the feel-good hormones.
Right. The interesting thing about this is that we're talking about the act, and there's 20,000 steps that lead to that act. Everything from play to connection to talking to having your health examined. All of these things contribute to a healthy relationship.
But shame will kill it.
Yes, yes.
So we got to bring that shame into the light and lean into getting help.
Yeah.
That book, Mediterranean Love Plan, is available on the newlife.com store, so check that out. You can purchase it there, newlife.com. Jeremy, we're going to go to you when we come back in just a moment here on New Life Live. Thank you so much for listening today and for watching as well. Hope you have a great Valentine's Day.
Restore gave me strength. It gave me more belief in my faith. I met up with a group of women that are going through things that they had no control over.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, the Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Dallas, Texas, May 2nd through the 4th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
I had a great experience at Restore.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
You know, I'm so thankful because you know why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch, listening to all this great information and not paying. So my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Thanks so much for joining us today on New Life Live. My name is Brian Perez. I'm here with Dr. Jill Hubbard. She is a clinical psychologist, and we've also got Becky Brown, a licensed professional clinical counselor, and also the president of New Life. And we're going to go to the phones now. Here is Jeremy, who's calling in from Bloomington, Indiana, watching us on YouTube. Let's wave to Jeremy. Thanks for calling in today, Jeremy. How can we help you?
I'd like to talk to you all. Thank you so much for taking my call. I am going through a situation right now where my aunt passed away in 2004, and she raped me, and I'm really regretting the way that I treated her. And I know that God had forgiven me for that, but the issue is me forgiving myself. How do I do that?
How old were you when she passed away?
Let's see. Would have been 20 years ago. 28. Or 27, sorry, not 28.
Okay, so she raised you from like an early age?
Yeah. She adopted me from when I was a baby.
Wow. Okay.
And so, Jeremy, you're carrying this. So, Jeremy, you're carrying this all these years.
Yeah. And I'm ready to forget about it. I really am.
Well, that's the first step. And can you don't have to identify all the different ways, but can you personally identify the things that you think that you did wrong that you need to have forgiveness?
Like the way I treated her, basically, I hit. I did pretty much everything. Cussed, and also was very, very, very not very good to her at all. And I treated her really bad, and I feel so bad about it. I really do. I wish I could have her back to improve that. I really do.
Jeremy, and how old were you when she adopted you?
A baby.
A baby.
At birth.
Okay.
Yep.
She adopted you at birth. Okay.
Yep. So basically, she's like your mother figure. She was like your mom, right?
She was, yes. Yes,
she was. So Jeremy, think about this. In the past 20 years, have you continued in the behavior that you directed towards her when she was alive?
I have not. Nope. God changed that and everything. He took all that away.
Okay. So one of the things that Dr. Dave Stoop, who used to be with us, he's with the Lord, Dave used to say, when you can't forgive yourself, you're putting yourself in the place of God who has already forgiven you.
Oh, good point. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, and so you just said that you recognize that God has taken that from you, that you have become a different man. And so your job now is to accept the forgiveness that God has already given to you.
Yeah, good.
And it will help you continue to become more and more who God wants you to be and help other people who might be having these same experiences.
Yeah, every time you take it back, you said that God has forgiven you, but you know that intellectually. But every time you take it back by not forgiving yourself, you are doing what Becky said, putting yourself, and you're saying, God, I know better than you know.
Yeah.
I know better. I know that I'm more horrible than your forgiveness can really touch.
No. And
Right?
I did not realize that when I asked God for forgiveness, that I keep picking it up as an issue. I keep taking it back.
Yeah, you do.
That's exactly what I do.
Yes.
Right. So what can you do instead, Jeremy?
Hello? Did I lose
What?
No.
No.
No. What can you do? What can you do the next time that you're going to want to pick it back up?
Just say, God, it's yours.
Yeah.
And that's it. And, I kind of feel like the devil is really having me to pick it back up again. I really do.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Jeremy, what triggers you to start thinking about these things again?
I don't really know. And I think about it constantly, actually.
So now what's happened,
it's
though, Jeremy?
obsessive.
Well, but yeah, that's what I was going to say, Jill. It's now you've created this pathway, this neural pathway in your brain that this is the way that you think. And so changing it is going to require a lot more work in the other direction. I don't know, Jeremy, if you've ever worked with a therapist, but EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing can help with those obsessive thoughts. It can help as you continue to lean into, say that again?
Did you say CR, Celebrate Recovery?
No.
No, I said EMDR with a counselor. So we'll get you connected with somebody who can help you with that rewiring. Literally, you've gotten into this groove and it's 20 years old.
Right. And I think sometimes doing something symbolic, like what if you were to write your mom a letter and then you read it to someone? And then you guys tear it up or burn it. But you write a letter asking her, naming what you thought you did wrong and asking for her forgiveness and apologizing to her.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, sometimes going through that, and so that then you can release it. And part of the forgiveness is not to make excuses for bad or wrong behavior, but to also look at ourselves in context. What was going on for you in your life? What meaning did your behavior have? Did she deserve that? No. But she was there for you and loved you in the midst of whatever it was you were struggling with. And to have somebody who's a constant like that helps us grow and develop.
And believe it or not, sometimes in those situations where we are experiencing trauma from whatever, I don't know what the original story is, but your reaction towards her was because she was a safe person.
Yes.
Now that sounds really upside down, but this happens frequently. We mistreat the people who are the very safest people for us. And instead of being vulnerable and sharing what's going on inside of us, of course, you were old enough to have insight, you're in your 20s, but for whatever reason, the reactive part of you was leading the way. And then the shame that has governed your life for these last 20 years, we need to break that open so that you can totally just accept what God has done in your life and has offered you freedom.
And I have a feeling, Jeremy, your mom understood what you were going through. She may not have liked the treatment. But this is what I was talking about at the beginning, that storge love that's like a mother for a child. No matter how unlovely or how abominable their behavior is, we love them anyway. And that's the kind of mom you had. She was willing to love you through it.
I think if we send him Changes That Heal, I think that could be very helpful.
That we will do. Changes That Heal will come in the mail to you, Jeremy. Thank you so much for calling us today, and thank you for watching us as well on YouTube. Make sure you like that. Click that subscribe button there on YouTube and click that bell icon. You'll get notified every time we do something live. So, Jill, we were talking the tips that you mentioned at the beginning of the program. It's Valentine's Day that we're airing this episode of New Life Live, and very helpful information there. I don't know, there might be people who didn't tune in at the beginning of the program, so...
Well, I think, I was talking about C.S. Lewis's 4 types of love, and one of them being this enduring affection for family, and kind of a parent-child love. And it's the closest thing to God's love. And it's when love is to do the will and the work of what's needed or for the good of someone else, right? It's not necessarily for our own good. We may get nothing out of it, although we usually do. And so, to have that kind of love, and that's what Jeremy doesn't know. I don't know that he's a parent, and so he doesn't understand the kind of love his mom had. Good, he's owning his behavior, but her love was bigger than his behavior. And that's just such a gift. And so that's, something that we receive from God too, in his agape love.
And I'm also thinking about the listener who may be judging Jeremy and his behavior, or and I want to encourage you, take a look at yourself. And are there relationships in which, if you were to look at your side of the street, that you wouldn't be real proud about the way that you're behaving? And sometimes we can justify, we can say, well, they did this or they're that, whatever. But God calls us to a different level of understanding and awareness. And, don't be like Jeremy 20 years into this shame and this regret.
Well, yes, that's horrible.
Right.
That he's had to live with that. And that's just a way to beat himself up. And like you said, the neural pathway in the brain. And so that's that obsessive part of his brain. Or it's the enemy that won't let it go. And it is time to let it go, to lay it at the foot of the cross.
It is.
Jeremy, thank you for calling us today here on New Life Live. It's people like Jeremy that we help throughout the week, throughout months, years now, decades here on New Life Live. And we would love for you to come alongside us to continue to help people. We're asking for your financial help, whether by becoming a Club New Life member or just making a one-time donation. You can do all that at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We can also text the information to you when you text NLM to 28950. Lucia, we're going to you next. Hang on.
We all face days where life throws us a curveball and our routines or plans get disrupted. Things we wanted to do are forced to take a backseat to the unexpected demands of the day. If you normally listen to New Life Live on a radio station, well, you might not be able to that day. And on these hectic days when you're feeling stressed or frazzled, hearing the sound of counsel given on New Life Live is just what you need to navigate the unexpected things of life.
Every time I'm troubled or I have a problem, I'll cut on New Life, and there's always something that is said that is helpful to me.
By listening, I have learned more than I can ever express about how God wants me to live.
Download the New Life app for the easiest way to listen wherever you are and at a time that's convenient for you, or watch the show on our YouTube channel. You can even subscribe to our podcast from your favorite podcast provider. You never have to miss a day of New Life. Wherever you are, we are. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Thank you so much for listening and for watching as well. We're going to go right to the phones and squeeze in one more phone call before the end of the program. To Southgate, California, we go. Lucia, who is listening on the New Life app. Lucia, thank you for downloading the app, first of all, and thanks for calling us today on New Life Live. How can we help you?
Yes, hi. Well, I was telling the previous person that I was having some kind of emotional breakdown today. Reason is I went through a separation about 3 weeks ago. There was a lot of mental, emotional, and verbal abuse, and I decided to leave. It's been extremely back and forth. He decided he needed help, so he went to get counseling for himself and obviously to work on his addiction that he had before, which was drugs. And now it's just like we talk once a week to see where we stand. Unfortunately, every time that I tell him a concern that I have in regards to our relationship, it's always very combative. Like he puts everything that it's on me. Like I'm the one that is going out. I'm the one that is, going out and having fun. But I stay at home to pray, to get myself together, and I seek validation somewhere else. And I feel like he started to drink again and hanging out with his friends and every weekend, and that's where we have been going to me questioning him, like, what are you doing? You just had open heart surgery in December. You're not taking care of yourself. So everything that I tell him, I feel like he takes it like his enemy on, and I'm just trying to guide him better. But I feel like it's just never good enough, and I really don't know what to do. Today we had an argument over, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just going everywhere.
No, you're all right.
Today. We had an argument today over me telling him, well, when Saturday hits, you dismiss me. Like, there's no communication, there's nothing, but Monday through Thursday, you're very attentive, very family-oriented, and wanting to get your family back. And then all of a sudden, the weekend hits, and it's like, you don't have to explain anything to me what you're doing, because I'm not at home, and you don't know what I'm doing. But, I getting myself together. I'm at home. I'm not partying. I'm trying to seek my salvation. That's what I'm looking forward to. And you're over here projecting everything that you're doing on me.
Well,
And,
Lucia,
yeah.
let me ask you this. Are you getting any help for you?
The insurance that I have really doesn't cover mental.
Okay.
So
but here, we can get you connected with, you need some people around you. This is a lot. We can get you connected with a life recovery group when you are in a relationship with somebody who's struggling with addiction, which is what you're in right now. It has this roller coaster effect, and you are on the front seat.
Yep.
And every dip and every turn and every corkscrew on that whole entire ride is what you're describing. Now, the thing about this is that your brain is not addicted. And so you think rationally, and what happens is when he comes back with his manipulation, it is focused on your reaction when your reaction is appropriate for, he's accusing you of something. And so, of course, you're going to come back with, that's not what I'm doing. But what I want you to know is that there is a way for you to get stable so that you can detach long enough so that he continues to do his work and that you guys aren't getting into these dynamics. Obviously, there's been a pattern. That's why you guys separated. How long did you say you guys were married?
We've been married for 18 years.
Okay.
Are there kids?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
We have one together. I have 3 from my previous relationship.
Okay. And where are all the children, Lucia?
Well, they're already grown. So they have their own houses, their own families.
All the kids are grown.
Yes.
Okay.
So are you on your own then, Lucia? Like, is there anybody else that's talking to you?
Well, no, not really. I only pray and talk to God.
Okay.
All
right. So that's step one. Step one is you have to have community. You have to have other people that are connecting with you. And I know that can seem overwhelming at a time like this, but it is imperative.
You need people around you, Lucia. And I think, you separated for a reason because of the behavior that was going on. So then you have these talks and you're trying to reason with him and tell him your feelings. He's not in a place where he can hear that. Right.
Okay.
Because you've just left. It isn't that he's necessarily gotten the healing help that he needs. And so the leaving was a boundary. So now, you can talk about where you're at, but as soon as you start to put the focus on what he needs to do, even though you might be 100% right and it's really good advice, he's going to just see it as you being critical of him. And he's going to be defensive because this is what addicts do. They deflect and blame. And so you can talk about what you're doing to get emotionally strong so that you can be better in this relationship. And then, what is he doing, right? But you talk about you. And that part of the boundary is that you are wanting him to get help. Right? I'm going to get help, and I want to invite you to get help as well. So then we can come back together when we're in a better place. And there's more hope for our relationship. And then, Lucia, you also go to Al-Anon. It's free. You need to be in either a codependency group or an Al-Anon group to get off of the roller coaster.
Yeah, and so here's what you can do today, Lucia. You called us because you said you're having an emotional breakdown. So when we get done with this call, we're going to connect you with our call center that's going to help you with getting connected to a life recovery group or a therapist in your area. And even if your insurance doesn't cover it, we can figure out, there's ways to do this. You are just beginning in this journey. Are you a part of a church in your area, Lucia?
I just started going back to church not too long ago.
Great. All of these are going to be part of the future, but it starts right now. And it's so challenging because it's confusing, and you guys have had a relationship that's not been well, but it's not to say that it's not going to get better.
But you have to resist getting into that reactive dynamic that Becky was talking about.
That's right.
Right? You want the emotion. Yeah, you want the emotional connection, but it's not going to be good. And unfortunately, we'll take the negative, if we can't get the positive versus not having it at all. So
it's normal too, right,
yeah,
Jill?
It's totally normal.
This has been normal for you. Lucia, we're going to send you a copy of Take Your Life Back, because this is what we talk about in that book, is that the reactive versus the responsive life. And in order for us to become responsive, we got to get that calm down. You guys are in this tight roller coaster, and there's hope, Lucia. There's hope. We're going to pray for you. We'll get you connected with some help as well.
So stay on the line and we'll send you a copy of the book, Take Your Life Back. I also want to let you know about the Take Your Life Back New Life course that begins April 7th. You might want to sign up for that, Lucia. It's a 12-week course. It's on Zoom. It's an hour a week. And you can get all the details about it at newlife.com. There's other New Life courses that we're offering as well. They all begin the week of April 7th. Again, get all the details at newlife.com or by calling us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We helped a bunch of people today. Would you help us to continue helping these people by calling us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE or visiting newlife.com to become a financial supporter? God bless you guys. We'll talk to you on Monday here on New Life Live.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again on Monday for New Life Live.
Thanks for watching today. We love helping people. I hope you sense that. And we know that there's always hope if you find the right resource. Now, if something we've said to somebody else applies to you, that's fantastic. That's what we're hoping for. But also, if you want to join us directly, you can call 1-800-229-3000 between 1 and 3 Eastern Time, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are the best times to get through. And while you're here on YouTube, check out these other videos that we've done to help people see where they could grow or a different path to take. And if you do that, would you give us a thumbs up on the video and please subscribe to this channel. There are many ways that we can help you outside of the radio program, and it's very hard for some to pick up a phone and dial 1-800-NEW-LIFE. But when you do, we put you in touch with somebody who cares about you, knows all the resources out there, and they're going to find the best for you. There is no reason to struggle alone. I hope to see you tomorrow. Hope you'll invite somebody else to come and join that maybe needs just a little bit of help along the way. I'll see you next time.